this incredible?
It's awesome. It is. You sit and look at this man and you're awestruck. And he raises his hands and there will be light.
He must own every utility company in the world.
Hello, or as they say in Texas, ho there, ho there, ho there, ho there. No, anyway, and welcome to OSW 90, aka the OSW Mountain Dew KFC Gold Honey Mustard Barbecue Pre-Show. Yes, what have we got for you? Your boys J, V1, OC. We review a couple of things for you. The WWF Sunday Night Slam, the big USA special before SummerSlam 94. We have the Go Home Raw. We have a Brucey bonus, a super secret, and we've got the countdown to the pay-per-view itself. Yes, you've noticed, I've gotten a haircut, half kind of gotten an undercut. It's a 90s boy band Ireland haircut. Yeah, so I told you it would happen if my hair got too long. So, what do you think? Don't look at me. Don't look at me. All of our future Patreon content will be free until the world's good again. We have a big YouTube playlist. I'll put a link to it in the description. All of our OSW Lockdown 2020 videos. Thank you so much for your lovely words about it. What have we got? Including OSW playlist vids, like Mr. OOC reviewing Bruce Hart's book. And how about Best Friends, starring Tommy Wiseau and Oh Hi Mark. Nugger You film reviews like Super Mario Brothers. I've got our tickets to WrestleMania! And Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies, starring my favourite actor, Kurt Angle! And hot dogging on other people's shows, like myself and V1 on Baywatching with Allison and Phalis. We review WCW's Bash at the Beach, their crossover episode with Baywatch, baby! This one's actually very much like an OSW episode. Seriously, it's an hour long, includes like WCW pay-per-view and Nitro recaps and stuff like that. Check it out! Come on, baby! And I was on a What Happened with my boy Matt McMuscle talking about the rise and fall of WCW with Russo just kicking it in the garbage.
It's What Happened WCW.
So let's fucking do it! Woo! Our last episode, OSW 89, that's the one on YouTube, King of the Ring 94, features Art Donovan. Quickie tidbit, did you know David Letterman in 1989 asked Art Donovan, how much do you weigh? Spicy!
Now, when you went to the pros, what was your playing weight?
275.
And what do you weigh now?
About 310.
310?
Well, it's all according to how much beer I drink at night.
Jurassic Park. Next weekend, SummerSlam 94. So this weekend, we have the Sunday Night Slam, the pre-show. And stick around afterwards because we have a surprise visit. It's no longer a surprise, I'm about to spoil it. But Crocodile Dundalk will be on the show. So let's get to it. OSW 90 Sunday Night Slam. Welcome to the world of tomorrow, being today the OSW Mountain Dew KFC Gold Honey Mustard Barbecue Pre-Show, a quickie romp with your favourite racist Irishman covering Sunday Night Slam, the USA special before SummerSlam, Raw before SummerSlam, a Brucey bonus review, super secret, and the countdown to the pay-per-view itself. Did you know, Steve, that Brett's Rope is officially in wrestling vernacular? Like, if you go to a wrestling Wikipedia dictionary, it's there. Brett's Rope.
Really?
The deadliest rope.
Oh, screenshot.
And does it mention OSW when
it does not.
We need to start trademarking these things. Then we can send them cease and desist.
Oh, can we strike Raw?
Oh,
it'd be great to give them a copyright strike. Sunday Night Slam, August 21st, 1994, 8 days before SummerSlam. Taped 3 weeks ago at the Beagley Center in Youngstown, Ohio. A 2-hour USA special or 96 minutes without ads. Slam Jam instrumental hits. Oh yeah, we're greeted by Jim fucking Ross. Oh my god. And the legendary Macho Man Whopper commentary team.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Ross, along with the legendary Macho Man Randy Savage. And SummerSlam is only 8 days away, but what a 2-hour blockbuster we have for you right
inaugural contest is Lex Luger versus Heel Crush Bra. Made in the USA, Sexy Lexi with pyro and a hot crowd. The juicy goss at the moment is that DiBiase is forming a stable, the $1 Million Corporation, and has signed babyface Lex Luger.
Check out the eye contact, Jim Ross. Check it out.
Whipped to the ropes, and Crush has none of it with a swift punch to the back of the neck. It's like, it's very odd, but all right.
Yeah, first thing in the morning, I'm going to punch Lenny in the back of the head.
Irish whip. It's going to be reversed by Luger.
Crush on offense, and time stands still. Quizzical punches to under the arm. It's like, Rest hold camel clutch capitalize with a giant whoopsie. Rest hold bear hug, and that's DiBiase's cue to come to ringside. Don't tug on Superman's cape, and don't tug on Crush's mullet. And Lex pays dearly for it with a delayed press slam. Dub spot, double headbutt. But both being American, both are dazed.
I like that. It works.
Sends him to the far side, but he missed a clothesline.
Lex hits the world's shittiest Rock laying the smackdown, and Crush hits the world's shittiest martial arts kick. And Luger takes a tour of the islands. Finish of the match, DiBiase causes a distraction, offering Crush money, who doesn't take it, and Luger takes advantage with a bionic forearm. 1, 2, 3, and Lex wins in 12:30.
Luger caught him.
He caught him with that elbow.
The steel plated forearm. Luger caught him with it. 1, 2, 3, and it's over.
What have we just seen? What have we just witnessed here?
This was okay. Was not expecting as much as was delivered. Star of the show, Crush. He is fast. He is strong. He is big. Yeah, it was a pretty gripping match. This is a pay-per-view quality match in '94.
I agree with everything, Steve. It was a good opener. The crowd were hot. However, I take it this was taped because there were like Raw banners everywhere. So, you know, the crowd being loud, you never know. Lex here looked motivated. Crush was excellent here. Like you said, he's big, strong, beefy. He's got everything that it takes to be someone that Vince would push to the top of the card, except for when you put a mic at him and then he just bras himself right to the bottom of the card.
Shaka bra, shaka bra, shaka bra, shaka bra.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Oh wow, that's much more positive than I had. Like, it's like, Lex is great. This must be Crush's fault. So the scandal is perpetuated. Premeditated or not, Luger used $1 Million Man's help to win. Did our American hero sell out? Find out at SummerSlam.
Well, I can't believe that Luger could be that deceiving and conniving. We'd like to know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. You can let us know.
JR Hawks, the Superstar Hotline, 1-900-454-SLAM, asking you to pay $1.49 to give your opinion on if Lex has sold out. Wow, time to trim the marks. You do the work, give us money.
Look who's talking about what they wear. Nice tie. I like the way the stains fit right into the design.
Back at WWF Studios is Vinnie Mac and Jerry Lawler, who hawk a second but separate Superstar Hotline. 1-800-WWF-8686. This is actually free, where you can call in and shout abuse at King Lawler.
I loved this. I thought it was great. Lawler and Vince, there's just something with the two of them. They're great partners here. Love watching them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Then we get some build of Taker versus Taker, which they show again on the pay-per-view, so we'll get to that when we get there. But JR, interestingly, ends it with, I'm glad Leslie Nielsen is on the case.
Well, I'm glad that the WWF has Leslie Nielsen on this case and will...
Pardon me? What was that? Like, Leslie Nielsen is on the case. So ridiculous. Anyway.
The best team that money can buy.
Match number 2. The best team that money can buy. Bam Bam Bigelow and IRS versus the 1-2-3 Kid and Sparkplug Bob Holly. 2 members of the $1 Million Corporation. Banner and the Taxman. And Nikolai Volkov as well, but let's not talk about him.
This is a great test against the Kid and Sparky.
Crowd are electric for Lightning Kid and Sparky. Electric, Lightning Kid, Sparky.
Nice.
Need a ground plug there.
Earthquake.
Air.
Boom! Oh my God, Bucket.
Love it.
There you
You,
have it.
sir, $25 to you.
Yeah, plug them into your main event.
$0 to you, sir.
No, come on.
Kid kicks off with a flurry of quick kicks, spinning roundhouse, and whoosh up, shoot to the face. He's so fast that he's doing high spots while they're still replaying the last one. They switch pairs with Holly and IRS as the crowd jeer, Irwin, or was it Thurman? Thurman.
He'll not make many mistakes, I'll tell you that, ladies and gentlemen.
IRS showing his age doing an anachronistic airplane spin.
I loved this.
And then going for the pin as if it's a finisher. Like,
His equilibrium was out. There's no which way is up and which way is down.
As fair ball, so he did get excellent speed, but yeah, he debuted in 1981, and you can feel it in the move.
High to the air now for the airplane spin. This should be it right here for Frank Monty.
Bob Holly here, he's positioned as a dork, a losing force. Like when he gets tagged in, immediately the baby faces get pummeled, and the ref doesn't see his hot tag. It allows the heels to batter a little bitch even more.
It's a great experienced move by the $1 Million Team.
This is dangerous.
Bob Holly finally gets the hot tag, built to a top rope splash.
Hot tag.
Gets caught, and bam, bam, slam. That's all she wrote in 10:13. Thanks, Thurman.
Oh, they're caught. He got caught. Goodness gracious. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's
Strong as Bam Bam Bigelow.
I loved how Little Bitch was in the match for the vast majority, getting his ass handed to him. They couldn't put him away. Big hot tag to Thurman. It's over within like 20 seconds. He's so useless. But he gets a high spot in this match, I think, old Thurman. I can't remember what it was, but...
Oh, well, he jumps off the top rope.
He jumped off the top rope.
He got caught.
Okay, lost. That's fine. It's all about the kid. In 94, he is one of the best wrestlers in the company. He's just so good at taking a beating and making the other guy look good, but at the same time getting in his offense. So really enjoyed this match. Obviously do like Bam Bam, don't like IRS, but I do like the tag team of Kid and Thurman, and it brings back some nice memories of when Thurman was a boy rather than a horrible bully.
And
Jesus.
Did the internet get on? It was Vince who was a bully, and he sort of those bums. Yeah.
You know what kind of made me sad watching this, right? Over the past year and a half, the 1, 2, 3 kid has been so hot. He's gotten super over and he's gotten big wins. And I was really...
Yeah, with Razor. And
and I was really kind of pushing for him to like move up the card.
yeah, he had that stellar match with Brett.
Yeah. And this felt like he was moving down. 'Cause-
Next up, head drinkers.
yeah, it's like, okay, look, he's super over and he's a phenomenal worker. Like, he is literally one of the best in the US. But they got the heat on him for ages in this match so that he couldn't do any moves, and it built up to Sparky tagging in, which lost the heat and it lost the fans, and it ended 20 seconds later. Now, I know that you can't build up the hot tag to the 1, 2, 3 kid only to beat him, because that's stupid booking. So I think they were fucked either way here. So in terms of the action, I thought the match was okay, but in terms of the booking, I thought it was really bad.
Aw.
Our hats off to the courageous 1, 2, 3 kid and Sparky Plug. The question is, will the $1 Million Man win it all at SummerSlam?
Next up is Razor Ramon versus Todd Becker. Warm-up match for the Bad Man before his IC title opportunity at SummerSlam.
Potentially dangerous. Ow! That hurts. Oh, another one. Dangerous situation.
Stiff chop! And another! Haha, the cutting edge of the new generation. Immediate domination by the Bad Man. Abdominal stretch, leg grapevine, slap the jobber's head insult.
So heelish. He is a full-blown baby face.
I have that written down here. I was like, I don't think this guy knows how to work a babyface jobber match.
Yeah.
Because he just heals out. He destroys this guy. It's weird.
And he literally kicks him while he's down.
Tell you, Razor Ramon's on cruise control right now. He knows he's 8 days away from SummerSlam.
Big back suplex, Brett's rope back suplex, and Todd Becker walks the Razor's edge, man. Jobber splat, no offense in. 1, 2, 3, that's it. In a svelte 345.
And this is exactly what Big Daddy Cool Diesel must avoid.
Joy Jobber squashes.
I'd like to see Razor getting his offense in. He's got, a decent moveset, but the slaps just turn me off. Yeah, it's just wrong. Silly.
This match felt backwards to me. It felt like
Todd Becker should have battered him.
Slapped him on the back of the head.
okay, that definitely came out wrong. Maybe this match would have worked better if this was Diesel killing this guy.
Yeah.
And then you can be like, oh, he's so dominant, so big. What can Razor do to overcome this man mountain?
Rock. Yeah, Razor looks very strong, but it's not impressive to beat a jobber. He's above beating jobbers. Squash Doink. Squash a smoking gun. Squash Janetti. Give him a job,
Coliseum video. Everybody knows only one guy in the WWF who looks good in gold, and it's me.
Gotta be Domino's.
SummerSlam update. Todd runs down the card, headlined by a double main event, aka no main event. Taker versus Taker and Hart versus Hart. And then he goes into full shield mode. Gotta be Davidos. It was like, oh shit, man. Shameless promotion. WWF got $250,000 for this sponsor deal with Domino's Pizza. They had to mention it 60 times.
Oh my God.
It was a rousing success and something they continue to this very day.
Snickers. Snickers Cruncher. Skittles. Clearasil.
Stridex Pimple Cream.
I love these. Oh, fruity. Delicious. Fruity. Oh, they're fruity. They're Skittles.
Just on Todd Pettengill, can I just say I miss this pay-per-view rundown stuff. And I miss matches being booked in advance rather than just like two main events or two world title matches.
Steve, WWE have hired, and he's on the books, they have Jeremy fucking Borash. And are you telling me that he couldn't do this and be the best at doing this and make people care more for big matches and big shows?
But back in the day, you would be excited. Whether you may not watch the pay-per-view, but you'd be excited to read about it afterwards because Todd is telling you the matches that are coming up. Even the ones like, say, the Jarrett and Mabel one, he discussed that. Don't really care, but I'm like, oh, now I'm interested because he's bigging it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like, someone talking about something is better than no one talking about nothing.
Unless it's Bray Wyatt. Oh, that $250,000 they got from Domino's just about paid to get Police Squad's Leslie Nielsen to do comedy vignettes in search of The Undertaker.
He was taken away in his prime. Now, he has returned.
That's right. I'm back.
It's me. I'm undercover. To solve the mystery of The Undertaker, because I'm a man with no fear. I have seen the light. What was that?
Why Leslie Nielsen? Oh, Naked Gun 33 1/3, the third one, came out in March 94, so it was only a couple of months ago, so it's pretty hot news. We get intentionally ludicrous green screen locations of him, searching for Taker, like Nielsen in front of Westminster Bridge, the Colosseum in Rome, and the best one, paddy fields with rice pickers.
Love it.
He hits a literal dead end at the cemetery.
I don't know what it is, but I feel I'm onto something.
I'm not sure how non-Police Squad fans take this, but I love Police Squad. It's so freaking cool to see Drebin on the case. If you didn't know, Police Squad is a comedy movie series from the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, featuring local boob police detective Frank Drebin, played by Leslie Nielsen here. What do you think of these segments?
thought they were great, and it seemed like it wasn't a WWF writer writing these because they seemed authentic Police Squad / Naked Gun skits because they were seamless. So yeah, absolutely love them. Leslie Nielsen is incredibly charismatic as well.
Yeah,
he's so
lovable.
Yes. Yeah. And he can make things that might not necessarily be funny if, say, Vince was doing them, but he would make them hilarious. So yeah, loved it.
I want to start that over. I didn't like it.
There I was, heading poolside, trying to catch some rain. Sorry, Ray.
Yeah. My favorite WWF Leslie Nielsen skit is the Domino Pizza bullpen ad where he, through his boobery, he misses the fucking Undertaker delivering a pizza. But yeah, a couple of excellent Police Squad puns in it too. Full on Police Squad like voiceover and the puns. And Nielsen, he vows to solve the case at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I just want to give you my top favorite Naked Gun jokes. One is he is scaling the outside of a building and he has to cross by, like, you know, the gargoyle at the corner, but it's just a gargoyle with big tits, and so he crosses that, and then he's feeling around the sides and a woman's there and drying her hair, and he just goes awooga, and then awooga, and then turns around, ah! And like he falls off, and then he grabs a wang, the jokes that and he falls in, and then it just cuts to the next morning and he's there with the police chief, and it's like a sexual assault with a concrete dildo.
Fucking great. I miss that, like, this type of comedy.
Oh yeah. Done well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's completely gone.
Oh, like date movie is done badly. Sorry, Jay.
Oh, there you go. Also, there's a sight gag of they're in the lab chatting to the scientist, and both of them go through the door, and then Frank, since it's a set, he goes around the door instead.
Yeah.
Great. So he's talking to this big-breasted lady in a sex shop or whatever, and he comes in, he's a cop, and she's like, "Is this a bust?" And he's like, "Yes, it's very impressive." There's another bit where Frank is a undercover baseball umpire, and he starts hot dogging with the referee, and he's like, "Yeah, out of here!" And then he has a fight with the real umpire, and since they both have protective vests on, they just start going.
They should have done the doink and doink spot.
Oh, I love it.
You're out of here! What do you mean? You can't throw an umpire out of the game. Yeah, all right. You're out of here.
Just two more bits that I love. Frank's in jail. He's undercover in jail, and he's talking to a scary black guy, and he's like, "Prison can change a man." And he's like, "Well, how so?" "I used to be white." And one of my favorite bits is just he's infiltrating the Heels hideout. He's wearing a wire, and if he ever gets into trouble, he has to say the code word.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah. His "I'm in trouble" phrase is "I love it."
When you hear me say, "I love it," you guys move in.
And so to get into the Heel area, he has to swim through the sewage, and all the Heels are going, why does it smell like shit in here? And he was like, "Yeah, so I've just been swimming through manure. I love it." It's like,
But don't they start feeling him up? And I love it. It's fucking brilliant.
I love it.
I'll just say that is my favourite bit. I also loved when they park their van up against a telegraph pole and they can't open the door. That's Naked Gun 2.5 as well. And I love the chainsaw dildo. I can't remember. Brilliant, Jay. Brilliant.
Also a bit where he's at a high-class swanky dinner and he wants the lobster, so he gets in there and he's trying to work the lobster and he manages to make it puppet, and so it opens up the claw and it starts inching towards the way to the woman beside her. He just went,
awesome.
Lobster. Brilliant.
I have to watch these again.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I haven't seen these since I was a kid.
Yeah.
They don't make them like that anymore.
No, they most certainly don't.
Yeah. So getting Leslie Nielsen in, geez, the dream come true.
How can there be two Undertakers? Maybe one is corrupt like you. Police, arrest that man. I will solve this case at SummerSlam.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the WWF Sunday Night Slam, and you are looking at Abe Knuckleball Schwartz. And even though the WWF superstars are not on strike, the Knuckleball man is.
Let's bring you down. Bring you way down. Abe Knuckleball Schwartz. He's on strike. Brooklyn Brawler repackaged here. Awful topical gimmick, but excellent kayfabe. Okay, the Major League Baseball, their actual strike began in August, so this baseball player needs a part-time job. It's so great it didn't even last a year. He'd be back playing the Brooklyn Brawler.
Do you guys ever go on strike?
No, we don't play hockey either.
Bull Nakano with Luna versus Heidi Lee Morgan. You may remember Heidi from the women's title tournament finals where Alundra bested her.
Do we?
Yes. Oh, man. The only thing I remember from is I was going through all this footage about it, and maybe it was the best take that she had beforehand. She had a promo, and instead of saying, I'll be women's champion, she said, I'm going to be WWF champion.
Oh, best of luck there.
Yeah. No, you won't.
I am going to be the World Wrestling Federation champion. Just you watch and see.
Jesus Christ. She was a bit rough looking, wasn't she? Do you remember the scene in Breaking Bad when Jesse goes to the motel with the meth head and they get the bag of meth, and then she talks to Hank in the car? She looks like her.
So All Japan's Bull Nakano, looking quite thick here. Yeah, she's gorgeous these days, actually. You know, without her fried makeup. More on her. SummerSlam 94.
Who began training for the professional mat game when she was 12 years of age.
Look at this.
1, 2.
Morgan reverse sunset flip, which kind of poisoned Frankensteiner's bull into a near fall.
It was very nice.
Holy shit.
Macho Man was like, that was a good looking move by a good looking woman. I was like, mate, you want to go get your eyes tested?
Follows up with an arm key lock. Step up, climbs bull, and rolls through into a short arm scissors. Fuck!
Oh, look at these moves. Short arm scissors.
It's really good.
2 impressive spots to kick off. Who is she? Heidi Lee Morgan, daughter of Les Morgan. Started her wrestling career as manager to him at age 10. She was in the first ever women's steel cage match in May 87 with Wendy Richter.
Started her career at 10. She's only 27.
JR puts over Nakano hard, saying she'd beat most men, and Macho Man fobs it off, saying he'd win in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
He has none of it.
He doesn't call her Nakano, he calls her
Bull Nakano.
What? I like it. I
don't get it.
Either do I, but it's certainly there's racism in there. There's a bit of playful racism.
Playful?
Yeah.
My favourite kind.
That's like the OSW banner right there.
Well, I'm definitely for Heidi Lee Morgan here because earlier today I tried to ask out Bull Nakano and Luna Vachon on a double date and they refused me.
That's enough putting you over, Heidi. A mortal leg drop, and Nakano with a lackadaisical cover opts to not finish the match. She just She just woman handles Morgan instead. Double leg modified Boston Crab. Grapevine surfboard lifting Heidi off the ground. Awesome.
That must have hurt because if you watch it, Heidi actually taps her leg and then she does nothing and then she's like squeezy and then she eases off a bit. So that must have been really painful.
Just unbelievable power. 1, 2.
They're going to have to take Heidi Lee Morgan out of here in 2 cars.
Keep her on Luna right here. Oh, gosh almighty.
1 foot pin, but Bull decides she hasn't dished out enough punishment. Domination! Body scissors, bow and arrow, and bite the hand, heelish, into a row armbar.
Yeah.
Last gasp, hope spot for Morgan is cut off. Gut suplex, slam, Tennessee jam. No, Tokyo jam. Sayonara, that sounds racist. Bull wins in 7:32. Sterling performance en route to her SummerSlam title match versus champion Alundra Blaze.
Bull on top. There it goes.
Did you hear that noise?
220 pounds.
What'd you think?
Really good. I enjoyed this match a lot. Like, I went in and I'm like, who is this Heidi Lee Morgan? And then by the time the match ended, I was like, damn, Heidi Lee Morgan. More of you, please. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Like how long would it have taken for there to be in a better women's match in the WWF?
Ooh, we'll find that out at SummerSlam. 17 years. Yeah, you agree with that, huh?
Yeah. Really? Yeah.
The greatest women's match of all time. Professionals.
On to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Nakano now should go on to SummerSlam and win the title and have Alundra Blaze chase the title for the next few months because she's good enough, got a great presence. She obviously doesn't talk on the mic, I don't know. And they wouldn't even get any mic time anyway, so who cares?
Luna talks for her anyway. So.
Yeah, so there you go. Give her the belt and have a run with it.
Yeah, go until Mania if you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. It was a women's match with a dearth of wrestling moves and a storyline. Holy shit. The plot was to put over Bull as a huge threat to Alundra's title reign. Mission accomplished. And the 2 opening moves showed, and the rest of the match as well. Yes, Morgan can wrestle too. Holy shit, way over delivered. Huge. Gorilla. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Serious. No, serious. It was great.
Week we heard your brother Owen's comments from inside the 15-foot-high solid steel cage.
In-ring interview with Bret Hart from WWF Superstars earlier this week. You shady fuckers. Off the top of this show, they touted tonight's special interview with Bret the Hitman Hart with the Sunday Night Slam logo in the background. And here we're showing you a clip from Superstars.
Bit cheeky.
Okay, right now I'm going to play a clip from Black Rain. Black Rain was on OSW. There you go.
You're in the hands of Dr. Rain and Dr. Relic.
And as far as Jim Neidhart goes, I've talked about how fat he was, but I failed to mention that he's really stupid too.
Oddly enough, Hitman childishly says Anvil's he's not only fat, but he's stupid. And it's like, your promo, mate. Jesus.
It's also not particularly smart considering that you want to build him up as something that you have to overcome. Overcoming someone who's stupid and fat is not something to be proud of.
Bret says when they were kids, he used to peek over Owen's crib bars and smile. But winning at the SummerSlam, he's gonna make kids cry.
I used to climb up and do like a chin-up on your crib and just look at you. And you know, you used to cry. Well, it's going to be the exact same thing in the SummerSlam.
Yeah, terrible. It was, geez, this seems quite Peter. I'm a bit worried. This was a bad promo, like, because last few episodes he's been killing it, you know? It's like, oh.
Yeah, but it's not like, oh shit, The Rock has cut a bad promo. Oh shit, Hulk Hogan has cut a bad promo. It's Bret. You know, there's ups and downs.
It's weird because they show clips from here's how the match came together, and it's like, yeah, Survivor Series, Rumble, Mania, King of the Ring. And it's like, yeah, what happened in the last 2 months? Anvil's fat. He's stupid. You know, Jesus.
Literally
brown trousers.
The only things that happened in the last 2 months was Owen and Anvil were on the King's Court, and they basically said that Anvil helped Bret keep his title and helped Owen win so that Owen could beat him and become champion. Owen cut a promo on Superstars that was in the cage, and he basically said, I'm going to win. And Bret talked about looking over the crib at Baby Owen. And it's like, whew, lads, you can really tell that it was put on the back burner because Vince is like, oh, that's old. We have the new gen.
Babies. Ribs. Rattles.
You would crawl and beg and try to get out of that ring in the dungeon when Dad had us in there. But there was nowhere for you to go, Brett. You were scared. You were shaken. I'm a big boy now, Brett. And I got you just where I want you. I have you at SummerSlam in a steel cage.
Shit. Typhoon versus Intercontinental Champion Diesel in a non-title match. It was like, non-title match? Ooh, that actually increases jobber babyface Typhoon's chances of winning. Fat chance though, even the match card graphic, Typhoon's out of focus. You're not winning shit, mate.
That's hilarious.
He's coming to the WWF and taking it by storm. No offense, Typhoon.
Sean with a drenched mullet. Yeah, you dig that? It's just he got his mullet.
But now is it looking less mullety? Then?
Yeah, it's less bushy. Yeah. He distracts Typhoon so Diesel can Pearl Harbor him. And then Diesel does the claw! And I was like, stop! Oh my God! I was like, oh, he's not. He's actually just holding Fred Ottman's head 10 degrees.
Tenderly, like.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
That jackknife is an awesome maneuver. I don't know if he can get Typhoon in the jackknife.
Whole train squished in the corner. Typhoon goes for another, denied with a big boot. Diesel follows up with a jumping clothesline. Hey, worked for IRS. And it works for Diesel. 1, 2, 3. Big Sexy goes over in 5 minutes. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah.
Where you're like... I'm glad people can't see.
Yeah.
It really wasn't much. Like, it felt like a match that you'd see on Raw after a big show where nothing happens. It's kind of weird. So the last time we saw Typhoon, they were teasing that he was going to have a feud with Yoko because Yoko battered Quake. And it's like, so what happened to that? I was like, I'll tell you what happened. They had a match on the July 16 Superstars that went to a DQ and the end.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Our final matchup features DiBiase's Undertaker, but before that, we have a quick 30-second ad block for Maximum Carnage on the SNES.
Ooh, I didn't get this.
Aha! Macho Man's Slim Jims. And Mortal Kombat 2.
Mortal Kombat! So that's why they have Quang.
Home release on Mortal Friday, September 9th. Not quite as catchy as Mortal Monday. Steve, did you play Maximum Carnage?
I rented it once. I didn't beat it. You know, games back then were a lot more difficult. Only had it like overnight. Spider-Man and Venom are like my two favorite comic book characters. So I was like, anything in the Spider-Verse, I'm a massive mark for. It was fun.
Excellent. Oh, Matt Muscle says, great boss fights. Essentially, you beat them up in terms of gameplay. Not great combat, but like it's less fun than Streets of Rage. But yeah, like he rented it as a kid. There's some highlights like fighting Shriek and Doppelganger on top of a building, dodging sonic blasts while climbing up the wall. Lots of cutscenes taken from the comic book of the same name and 2 gorilla thumbs up.
Nice. Okay.
And you can catch the mediocre Spider-Man on YouTube. Cheers, Matt. Oh, our final Saturday Night Slam bout is the Undertaker versus the deadly, the intimidating Sonny Rogers. So this is a squash match. What we're really looking at here is how accurate does Brian Lee do an Undertaker impression. Pretty good from what we can tell, but we only get a snifter because Faker immediately flattens Sonny. Theatrical taker chop. Jab, throat jab thing.
A thrust.
Yes.
It is a must.
Theatrical taker thrust. Tree of Woe kicks Tombstone. That's that in 121.
Feeling the Tombstone. Cross them arms. This is
I love that DiBiase breaks out the old school Undertaker body bag gimmick.
And then the camera cuts away and you don't even get to see it.
Yeah, it was more of a house show thing than on TV. It was dropped around 91. Do you like the body bag gimmick?
Loved it. They should have brought it back, I mean, like in the last, say, 15 years on special occasions.
Taker as a heel? Yes. And this Taker of being a heel, the like gimmick is that like, oh, he's gone to the dark side because of the money. Yeah, sure, let's do this. And he can put people in body bags and they can put the dollar bill in their mouth as well. And bam. Yeah, book it, please.
So much more somber and scary stuffing a lifeless body into a body bag than a gimmicky, creaky casket. So
much better.
Holy shit. Like, it's actually legit scary.
I mean, this shows you how this man's mind works, what goes through his mind to put an opponent in a body bag.
Remember, we're over a decade before Facebook. There's no proper internet to look it up. Who is he? Who's playing him? TVs are in choppy, blurry, standard definition. Almost everyone's getting their info via Todd Pettengill and WWF magazine. So if you read the sheets, you'd know, it's what's happening. But like otherwise, you wouldn't know, and you got to tune in to find out.
Yeah, like as a kid, maybe this was Taker. So this was the one point where I was watching this, and of course, Lena walks in, and she's 11. She was like, ooh, it's like old Taker. And then she watched and she went, is that Taker?
That's a bad sign.
And I was like, good eyes, Lena. And then she watched it a bit more and went, I don't know if it's Taker, but I'm pretty sure it's his brother, though. And I was like, okay. So yeah, it kind of worked.
You fooled a child. Kinda.
Yeah.
When the Sunday Night Slam continues, Vince McMahon and Jerry the King Lawler will be taking your calls live. So long, everybody. See ya!
We want you to pick up the phone and dial the number you see on the screen right now and give the king an earful.
And so it's time for your Sunday Night Slam murder. Vince and King taking your calls for about 20 minutes.
Nothing can possibly go wrong.
From New York, Mondo. Mondo, do we have you? Are you there, Mondo? Seems to be some sort of a problem here.
New generation technology. What have you got for us? Live call-in show for 20 minutes. Almost everyone asks about Owen Hart or The Undertaker. So, double main event.
You see, you are a real king, correct?
That's exactly right.
King of what? We're not certain.
John from Wisconsin. King, would you like to wrestle King of Hearts Owen at SummerSlam? No, because you wouldn't want to take away beating Brett from him.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Janice from New Jersey. She loves Vince's Forrest Gump tie. Is it possible the fake Undertaker is part of the Twin Towers?
She means the skyscrapers, right?
Exactly.
Because the Twin Towers is Akeem and the Big Boss Man.
Yeah. So she's referencing the skyscrapers, Dan Spivey and Mean Mark Callis from the NWA.
Oh, she's a smark.
Yeah.
Or maybe she means Gary Spivey. Wow.
Could it be an inkling of possibility that the other Undertaker is part of the Undertaker's Twin Towers?
Who knows? I don't know.
This obviously would happen with a live call-in show, even if you screen the calls. I was shocked it took more than one call for a smark to ring in. Vince says, I don't know. And Lawler, what do you think? Next question.
Yeah.
And Lawler, why are you so mean?
Janice, what was your question for the king?
Why are you so mean, nasty, and arrogant? If it wasn't for us fans, you would not have a job or a salary. Does that matter?
Oh, is that so?
He rebuttals with a quip. When you end the date, do you get a kiss or does he just shake your paw?
Nice.
He's very sharp.
He is.
And dumps her with his giant dump button.
The royal plunger.
Goodbye, Janice. Hey. You see what that is, McMahon?
What is that?
I call that the royal flusher.
All right, let's go to Maryland, please. Stephanie, are you there?
Stephanie from Maryland. Is fake Taker just a guy who looks like him? Well, yeah. That's quite astute for a 12-year-old.
Vince is like super fucking nice here. He's like, hi, and how old are you? And she's like, 12. And then after the call, Lawler is like, her parents must have no brains. And like Vince laughs. And so I'm watching this going, is this who I think it is? Is this Vince's daughter, Stephanie McMahon?
Oh.
Do you think Paul Bearer has the so-called Undertaker? Is it somebody just looks like him?
I just thought he was being kind because it's obviously a child and didn't want to like scar her for life.
Maybe.
And no, we're not leaving you alone with Jerry Lawler.
Macho's grand though.
Yeah. I was waiting for that. No, and Vince is in probably the best mood he's ever been in or ever will be in at this point, right? So, he's just going to be so nice to everyone.
He's not doing jail time. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
I don't think Lex Luger would sell out.
Okay.
Don from West Virginia, he rallies for Lex that he'd never sell out. He thinks Tatanka sold out.
And Vince mutters something that he's like, you motherfucker.
And he's like, I read the sheets.
Yes, this is Don.
Don from West Virginia. What's happening down there, hillbilly?
Oh, nothing much.
King insults Don, calling him a hillbilly, and the dude is too polite. He just takes it. But he does have a funny, Lawler says, if someone puts a price on your head, take it.
Nice.
Then, new generation tech problems. Jovan from New York, no. John from Minnesota, can't hear you. John from Wisconsin, no that. Mondo from New York, boop, bloop.
Earth to John, Earth to John.
Let's continue on.
Not anymore, you're not.
Hey, oh my goodness.
Vinny from Massachusetts, he can't hear Lawler. Lawler slags him, oh, he heard that, and says, bite me. Thanks.
Plunged.
Ever use a phone before, Vinny?
Bite me.
Ooh, Laura from Boca Raton in Florida. Congrats, Vince, on being found not guilty.
Brilliant. I love it.
Oh.
And he's like, cheers, moving on.
Yes.
Yeah. In all fairness, though, like on Raw, like he had Macho Man say, you pinned the U.S. justice system in the middle of the ring. Not guilty.
But the vast majority of the audience for wrestling should not know that Vince McMahon is the owner of WWF or was in court at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if she knows this, you get her off the line as quickly as possible because you don't want her to even mention roids.
Yeah.
Just gone. Get her off.
Yeah. He said, okay, so moving swiftly on, what's your question? No, they're gone. Okay. That's it. They keep doing this live tech shit. Never goes well. Stop doing it.
Kayfabe it. Kayfabe it. Have people either pre-tape questions and play it and like act like you're talking to them, or have people that are like in the next room, like on the bat phones, you know? You can like call in and chat to them, you know? It's grand.
Here's Todd from New York. Here's Brian P. from New York.
There is only one way to end a telephone segment, as you know. Collapse the set.
Cough in my legs.
One more splicey, Jake. Go on, for old time's sake.
I love you, Vince!
You do, I love you back!
Paul!
You okay?
Paul!
You alright, okay?
Don't move!
Keep flying.
Paul!
This was first Splice, $1 Million Mania, first Splice Seed OSW episode 1.
Was it?
Really?
The first show, it makes the 90th show.
But it's been in between as well. I'm sure it's been in between.
Cough in my legs. Keep spending $200,000 a week. Our final caller is Mancow, the local shock jock from 103.5, the DJ. Not a plant, couldn't be. How come? Must see. Hey, let's put together a definitely not scripted charity baseball game. Jesus Christ, mate. And that's it. See you tomorrow for Raw. Actually, no, because the US Open.
Join us tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw.
Actually, we don't get Raw because it's just a 1 hour stripped down version of the Sunday Night Slam with Macho and Vince doing segues.
However, it does open up with Macho Man nearly falling off his chair. It's great, which he goes, I nearly fell. Brilliant.
That would be the first bump he took all year. Oh. There was a fun, but after showing the Lex Crush match, that Macho just says, I'm so disappointed in Luger. Is that a shoot, mate?
I'm so disappointed.
Oh, so what do you think of Sunday Night Slam?
Yeah, it's a nice extended version of Raw.
I thought it was better than, well, saying it's better than Raw, that's not a compliment. Yeah. That's quite backhanded. But I enjoyed it much better than Countdown to the Crowning. So big thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up here. I thought it did a decent job of building up like Lex and $1 Million Man. You got to see Taker dominate someone. Got to see a great match between Bull and Heidi Lee Morgan. And you got the phone bollocks at the end. So yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah, that's 4 things in 96 minutes, which is decent enough return. Way better than 2020.
That tennis is just a racket anyway. SummerSlam, pay-per-view all over the world.
So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
So no Raw with Steve. Did you catch the WWF studio tour from Coliseum Video inside the WWF?
I did.
Calm down.
Oh
my God.
I was left pining for smart fans being dickheads after watching this.
Do not enter. That sign has never stopped Johnny Polo. We're going right in, and we're going to see what the heck is going on.
So this was Raven taking a tour of WWF headquarters.
In 1994.
In 1994. Man, it was rough watching this. This was work. This was 17 minutes long.
See, the bits were spliced between matches.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the tour footage, yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Right, let's just fucking do it. Opens up with... You get the car tires, which
like Razor Ramon,
which I'm pretty sure is taken right out of Razor's song.
Intercontinental history.
No doubt.
Raven, who's meant to be a big star and being featured on some kind of docu-series, you'd think he'd turn up in a nice car or a limo or something. No, he's in the rape van.
Windows
tinted. Yeah. He goes up to the door. One of the girls working the desk opens it up and he's like, hey, my pass is not working. And she's like, oh, you robbed this pass from Bill, Bob over there. And he's like, no, I did not rob it. He gave it to me. So yeah, walks around the opening area. He's like, oh, it's a typewriter. It's a printer.
You expect that from Monsoon rather than someone much younger.
So basically, this is the level that you're going to get throughout this. He throws to a match, which we don't get. And, and then we are with Gorilla, and he throws us to a music video, which is all about the making of all American wrestling. And the music and the video and the editing is just so 90s. I loved it. Like, this was the highlight of this show, without
like
question.
Ion Springfield kind of stuff.
Yes. Next scene, Johnny Polo goes into the WWF tape library, the holy grail of wrestling, lads. An actual gold mine of wrestling history. And he's like, you don't want to see this boring stuff? I was like, yes, I do. But you want to see this stuff?
Mo versus Quang.
So yeah, I was like, oh Jesus Christ, Johnny Polo. This is the one bit of the show that I actually would love for him to take a tour and go, this is Hackenschmidt.
Here's Pierre Voltaire. As Jacques Russo.
This guy comes out, I think his name is John Arnold, and the show is so cheap that Raven has to get his microphone and like move it over to John Arnold so that he can talk into his mic. They don't even have a boom mic, Jay.
Lapel mic.
His lapel mic. It's so cheap. Like, you can barely even hear what he's saying. And he basically goes like, yes, and this here is like everything from 1991.
Listen, why don't you explain into the microphone, explain to the people about what you do back here.
Well, Johnny, what you're looking at here is 20 years of wrestling history.
Fascinating.
Everything that happened over the last 20 years in the WWF is right here.
So then Raven's like, this is boring. I'm leaving. As he goes, he pushes the button, which then moves the like row of tapes over. And as he's walking out, they play this soundbite of someone going, ah! And then they play it 2 more times. I was like, he's probably dead after the first one, you know? Jesus, guys.
He's going to get squished. It's great. Back up. Hurry up before we get caught. Get caught. I'll get in trouble.
Do you think they'd have that library backed up somewhere?
They would have to.
It's too precious, right? Say at the time, do you think they'd have that room and a carbon copy of that room somewhere else in another building? Do you know?
I would imagine that they would have the master tapes somewhere and then copies on hand, because you don't want to kill the masters, you know?
But if it's 1994, you don't really have that much money, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you just want to get the show out rather than having all the original footage, you know?
You can only imagine how much history was lost and it's just gone to the ether. Like, it's so sad even thinking about it, you know? Next scene, Johnny Polo goes into this editing room and he just walks in and goes, "You're all geeks." Walks over to this guy with a glorious mullet. He's like, "State of your hair, mate," and leaves. Like, we don't even get to see them edit things, you know?
Time stops for 9 hours. Trying to edit down Luger's promo into something watchable. Like.
We caught these 2 guys when they didn't think anybody else was paying attention.
Next scene, we get a secret shoot conversation heard between Macho and Razor Mang, where they're just like, "Yeah, brother, me and you, we're gonna go." That's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah, brother, me and you, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna work all the marks, brother. That's not what he says. They play this up like they don't know the camera's there, and the camera is literally 18 inches from their face.
Macho and machismo side by side.
Side by side, doing the thing individually and together, yeah.
Polo goes into the filming studio where Lord Al is taping a documentary on Waterloo.
Lord Marlborough, he was seated upon a jet.
Look at the footwear in Lord Alfred.
And then he grabs a camera, throws to a promo that Lex bangs on about training. And my goodness, shoot Lex Luger is an incredibly boring human being. He has nothing to talk about other than like working out.
I've got to drop the bomb here about like character Lex Luger too.
And then he also throws to a Jeff Jarrett one that's a little bit better. He spells his name twice.
Excellent.
Yeah. Spell everything twice. Spell everything twice. And then the final scene. Oh, thank Christ. Johnny Polo is in the master control room. This is where they tape WWF Mania with Todd. And I was like, holy shit, it is. It's the same room. Some fella, George, comes out. Johnny Polo slags him and then signs off. Thank God.
Anyway, it's the last you'll see of me. Rewind the tape, watch it over and over, because the hilarity does not stop, as you recall, as you watch the whole show. This is Johnny Polo saying goodbye. All right, let's go.
This was awful. I hated it.
Oh.
The end.
Is there a joke at the end, or did he just get out of here?
Is there a punch?
Pretty much not.
To the back of the neck, I think. I wake up tomorrow morning and I'm going to punch Todd in the back of the head. So enjoyable, very good, very good. I just like, so these are between match clips from the Coliseum home video inside the WWF, which I thought would be pretty cool to add in here. Anything fun?
It wasn't.
No? Oh.
No.
Sadly, Johnny Polo was told he wouldn't be used as on-air talent anymore, so he'd legit just mooch around these very vault-studding wrestling tapes. And
okay.
Yeah. So
and he got paid for it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And so there you go. He's made some use for himself and the OSW Mountain Dew KFC Cold Only Mustard Barbecue pre-show.
You have that down to a fucking T now, Jay. It's very impressive.
And we are live from the brand new United Center. Here I am, sitting right here, got my feet dangled. Here I am, that's right.
Okay, one more thing before we sign out, and that is the countdown to the pay-per-view itself. Steve, did we get to see Adam Bomb, baby, and Quang?
Nope.
Todd doesn't even wave it off.
Doesn't even wave it off. We don't.
Unbelievable.
I believe he's doing a backstage scene and we get to hear the bell ring.
It still counts.
That's it.
Now, earlier on today, check this out. Somebody turned in this tape. I was watching. I wanted to show you this. Quang goes by. Check this out, folks.
What happens?
Oh my God. Show opens up. Todd is sitting on a barrier at the top of the arena. The place looks huge. It looks great. That's very, very nice.
Oh, yeah.
He shills for dominoes a lot on this show. You said 60 mentions. Probably gets 45 to 50 of them in the show. It's shameful. So yeah, he chills for dominoes. He does a bit of a dance. Massive pro. Goes on to mention that last night at a house show, Shawn and Diesel beat the Head Shrinkers for the tag titles. No clips, no nothing. Doesn't even talk about the match tonight not being a tag title match. We move on.
This awesome night of WWF action. Some huge news. Last night, Market Square Arena, Indianapolis, WWF tag title changes hands. Diesel and Shawn Michaels take the belts away from the Head Shrinkers.
We get a recap of the Taker v Faker build, which we'll get to on the main show.
Oh, yeah.
Back with Todd, there's 20 minutes left. He's sitting on this chair that moves, and he calls it the date seat. He's like, if things are going well, you're sitting here, and if things don't go well, you can go over here and watch the wrestling. It's like, you probably should be watching the wrestling considering you paid an average of $19.75.
These seats, you got them all chained together. That's how valuable they are. Look at this.
Todd goes to the front row where he talks about the fancy commemorative SummerSlam 94 chairs, which only cost €200, which only cost $200 dues. Then he goes backstage and he is at the cage that they're going to use for the Brett and Owen match. And he's
is it done up? Is it constructed?
No, it's literally lying against the wall. He's like, whoa, this is so cool. And he starts, as he's talking and selling the match, he picks up the cage and starts banging it against the wall. He's like, isn't this so fucking cool? I love this guy. He's fucking great.
Folks, this doesn't get any more awesome, huh?
There was one awesome bit. After the Taker build, we get the moment of the entire night. Todd is in the merch area and he's talking and he's saying, the show is going to be great. You better call and order this show. And then his starts to die and he's like, come on. And then he gives it a second go. The microphone just completely dies. And the first time I've ever seen Todd not be a pro, he looks into the camera and goes, what the fuck? I was a holy shit, Todd.
Undertaker to the World Federation. Incredible. I'm losing my mic here, folks. It's breaking up. I gotta run.
So that was amazing.
It's not like all these scripted ones where Vince talks over him for the last pay-per-views.
No. So this was the first time I've ever seen him lose his cool. He talks to the owner of the building that they're in. He says he's very proud that this is the first show. Proud to have the Fed here.
Proud.
No one cares. Then he throws to a build about Lex and to Tonka, and the guys in the truck show pictures of the wrong match.
With the money in his hand. So in Tatanka's mind, it's another example. Hey, Lex, you sold out, man.
So I watched the entire build of Raw's coming up to the show.
Sorry to hear it.
I watched 9 weeks of Raw. Wow. And this build was fucking great. It was so good. It began with $1 Million Man, and he came back and he said that he has bought Taker. And then a week or two later, Bam Bam lost a match to Mabel, and he had a chat with him. He gave him money, and so he had Bammer join him, IRS join him. And then the week after...
He used to be tag champions with him.
Yes. And then the week after, the $1 Million Man was on the King's Court, and he says, I have an announcement to make. I have purchased Lex Luger. He is with me. He is on board. Now, he hasn't signed yet, but I can assure you that the deal is done. Lex came out the next week and said, this is not true. I have not signed with the $1 Million Man. I have not taken his money. And then out comes Tonka, absolutely furious with him. And he says, I've seen you talking with the $1 Million Man, and I've seen the amount of money that he showed you. And I know that you've sold out. And I know that you're with him and you're a bad guy. And all these fans that love you are going to lose you, blah, blah, blah.
Tatanka, I did not sell out.
And so it went on and on and on, where Lex Luger goes into the dressing room of the $1 Million Man because he's pissed off and he's angry. And he's saying that you are turning the fans on me. And then who bursts in and sees the two of them talking? Tatanka, who explodes. He's so angry. He's like, I knew it! I caught you!
I want to fight. What are you doing? Return code. You're sold out. Here we go again. You're the $1 Million successor.
And so then a week or two later, Lex is having a match with Crush, and the $1 Million Man comes out again, and he inadvertently helps Lex Luger. The heels batter to Tonka, and then they give money to Lex, and they're like, come on, join us. There's loads of this money. And so Lex is saying, no, and he has the cash in his hand. And then Tonka comes back too. You know, he like wakes up and he sees Lex with the money in his hand, and he goes mental. And so then they're like building up a match, and it just goes on and on and on. And that's pretty much the build of this match. It was fucking great. It was so good.
Ah, that's awesome, Steve. Thank you so much.
I loved it.
A great recap, mate.
Oh, no. Hey, wait a minute. I wanted Domino's Pizza.
Jerry Lawler makes his entrance, and he says, I wanted Domino's, not Burger King.
I wanted Domino's, not Burger King.
And of course, this being WWE, he hammers the joke 2 more times in the next 10 seconds, completely killing it. And then out of nowhere, delivery man comes. He has Domino's Pizza, and they say, Domino's Pizza, 2 Domino's Pizzas, order Domino's Pizza, get your Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza is delicious. Who wants Domino's Pizza? They give Domino's Pizza to the kids. The kids are happy. Todd has Domino's Pizza. Then someone gives him the box and he goes, oh, I want Domino's Pizza. Opens the box. There's no Domino's Pizza left. What am I going to do? I want the Domino's Pizza. Then Vince comes over on the mic. He's like, damn it. I wanted Domino's Pizza. Why is there no Domino's Pizza for me? God damn it. We love Domino's Pizza in the WWF.
Steve, I'm going to bleep out every time you say Domino's. Way too much plug for them.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Delivers, but apparently they don't deliver to the side of the ring.
Todd gets into the ring for the final big sell, tells people to get on the phone, call, because in 2 minutes, if you don't order, your screen is going black. And in fact, this is what it's going to look like.
That's what you'll see. Nothing.
He does that for 30 seconds, does a countdown, and we're out.
Well, that is a packed countdown.
Yes.
Half hour.
The show wasn't like, nothing happened, but Todd is great.
Man, he carried that.
Absolutely.
Half an hour, as without shouting fuck into the screen. That was a bit of a blip, but otherwise.
He may have just gone fuh. But he definitely wasn't happy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Domino's Pizza! Domino's! Domino's Pizza! Domino's! Domino's! Domino's Pizza! Domino's Pizza! I want it Domino's! Domino's! Domino's!
Domino's?
Domino's! Domino's! What happened to the pizza?
Great job with the reviews, V1. Much appreciated, mate. Now, with any further ado, we've got Crocodile Dundalk on the show. Let's do it.
Awesome!
Hello, Noggers! I'm Crocodile Dundalk! I really do exist! And I'm here for some hot dogging and grandstanding! And to figure out what bar am I? And we're getting ready to hot dog Literally. You want some hot dogging and grandstanding? Now, Mr. Chopper over here, he has a bit of a pro wrestling background. Maybe you can review one of his matches. Thank you to OSW for keeping me sane. I don't know, does this look sane? During quarantine. I watch you guys at least twice a night. And remember, Crocodile Dundee does exist.
That is AJ Styles level phenomenal, mate. Thank you so much to Crocodile Dundalk sending that in. Of course, the Gator Crusader, he actually wrestled Mr. Chompers in one of his matches, and I have to say I'm abusing my power here, but I am officially reversing the decision of Mr. Chompers versus the Gator Crusader because I saw Mr. Chompers throw freedom powder during that match. He is DQ'd. This means the Gator Crusader, he was won by DQ. Brawl to the back. I don't have a WWF, ref logo to point towards. There you go. That'll do.
The fiendish gator has the chair high overhead. Oh!
So that does it for your OSW Mountain Dew KFC Gold Honey Mustard Barbecue pre-show. I will see you next weekend for SummerSlam 94 right here on YouTube. It's Taker versus Taker, Hart versus Hart, Steve versus Steve. Fight. Okay, I will give you a playlist link in the description below to all of our Lockdown 2020 videos. And this is your boy Jay Hunter giving you a course clear on OSW 90 Sunday Night Slam. And remember, a winner is you.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.